Hello, my lovelies. Crystal Webster with Sharing Solace here. So, I wanted to talk today about grief for a couple of reasons. Number one, I think it is a very relevant topic, especially today. And number two, 7 years ago today was the day that I truly learned what grief was. It was the start of my spiral into that debilitating grief. And I just kind of wanted to share a little bit with you. So over the last couple of weeks, I've been meeting a lot of really phenomenal people, basically through Sharing Solace, having them tell me their story, sharing our story, sharing the hope and the despair and the whole gambit of emotions. And I found that I would almost start comparing my grief to theirs. Well, at least they got to do this. Well, at least they didn't have to choose, or they lived a full life, or this happened, or that happened, or, at least they got to walk away, at least this, at least that. I felt like I was very close-minded. And the more I would hear these stories, the more I would shut my mind down and think, well, they did it wrong, or they should have done this, or at least they got to, or at least they didn't have to. I'm here to tell you that grief is grief. Whatever has happened in your life, whatever has caused you grief, that is the worst thing that has ever happened to you, then that is the benchmark for your grief. Whether it is you lose a grandmother, you lose a child, you lose a job, you lose a husband, you stub your toe. If that is the worst thing that you've ever grieved, that's the deepest, darkest grief you know. And for me to say that my grief is different or better or worse than your grief because our circumstances were different is not fair. It's not fair to me to have that burden. It's not fair to me to project that onto someone else. It's just straight up not fair. So I really had to stop where I was and say, no, that I'm not competing. I'm not competing my grief versus your grief. I'm truly I want to hear, I want to learn, I want to see what worked, what didn't, what caused you pain, what made you feel better. Let's talk. Let's be humans together. So I bring that up today because a lot of the nation is grieving. A lot of the world is grieving. I know that even I'm grieving. For a lot of different reasons. November 9th is not a very good day in my life. And so a couple of days ago, I had an idea. I don't want to isolate grievers. I don't want to isolate people that are supposedly or probably going through the worst thing they've ever gone through in their life. I want to bring us together. I want to build us up instead of break us down. And so I thought, let's start a new series on our journal. So starting today, starting with myself, we're starting a new series called Solace Sharers. It's 5 questions, 3 of which are pretty easy. And the goal is, hopefully, that you'll read through these and find someone that you connect with. Find someone whose story kind of matches yours. Find someone that really resonates in your heart. And I've asked them to offer you tips and tricks and advice on how to start taking those baby steps towards feeling better, to getting happy again. And hopefully you'll be able to find something that you can say, okay, I can do this. I can get out of bed today. I can put on shoes. I can, take a shower. Those little baby steps that eventually will snowball into finding your new normal. So I'm going to ask you, in the next couple of hours, I'm going to post on my Facebook page, on the Facebook Sharing Solace Facebook page, with a link to our first in the series of Solace Sharers. And I would like you to read through that. Hopefully there's a tip in there that is helpful. And if you yourself are in the process of overcoming grief or know someone that is, I would like you to at least think about the questions that we ask. And then if you'd like, please send me an email and say you'd like to be featured in our sharing in our Solace Seekers. I'd love to be able to bring people from all over the country, all over the world, together in a very special way to say, look, this worked for me and it can work for you too. I'm not trying to change the world here. I'm not trying to make you go from 0 to 100 in, 3 days. This is literally, here's the one thing that I did on day 4 that made me be able to get through to day 5. Here's the one thing that started me on that path to trying to get better. So I'm going to ask you to check out the blog. You can find it. There'll be a link down below. If you'd like, please subscribe so that we can send you more of these stories. And I hope to do Solace Sharers, once a month, once a week. The more people that get involved with this project, the more we can share with each other and try to find that new normal, that new happy. So until I talk to you, which will be again real soon, get grateful, and I'll see you real soon.